Eden Lake is an extreme horror film from the UK that was released in 2008. This stars Michael Fassbender and Kelly Riley, and I got to watch this on Tubi. Now, it's told that it's coming off of Tubi, at least Canada's Tubi, in a matter of like 4 or 5 days or something like that. And I have noticed that there is differences from the Tubi that I have here in Canada and other films that people say are streaming on Tubi but are not. So I just assume that they're different in every country. However, this is where I caught it while it's still on Tubi, and this is the first time watch. I've always known about this film, and I've heard about it talked about when it comes to like extreme horror and really, really disturbing horror films, and it always caught my eye. Kelly Riley, I actually didn't even know was in this film. Like I saw her face, but I didn't kind of connect her to anything else. Now the first time I saw her in a film was in Flight with Denzel Washington, and she's another actress that I didn't even know was from the UK when I watched Flight. But I have seen her since in other projects, and this is one of them. And then Michael Fassbender is just a legend when it comes to acting, and man, I don't even know what film I've seen him in first, but I know that Shame was one of the first, and Shame is one of my favorite films of all time. But the guy can really act, and he can do many kinds of performances. So, what we have going on in this film, and I'm going to keep the spoilers extremely light and almost non existent. I'm not going to talk about details or anything like that, but I will get into some themes of the film and moments and things that I, enjoyed or didn't enjoy. But this was a 4.5 out of 5 film, so I had a blast with this film, and I'll talk about that in a bit. But what we have going on here is a very simple premise. You have this couple played by Fassbender and Riley going to a beach in the UK. Now I don't know if this takes place in Ireland or in Britain or or England. But they're at a beach, and then they run into these like punk kids, and the kids are being obnoxious, and there's like a slight altercation kind of thing, and things start to escalate. Eventually, there is like a theft situation. The kids really start to fuck with the couple, and it leads into things just start to escalate kind of thing, and it leads into some more violence, more extreme things, and retaliation with each other, and then it turns into literally a cat and mouse chase kind of thing, and it gets really, really dark and really bleak, and I really liked the bleakness of this film. Now, the biggest thing I liked about this film is how realistic every situation plays out, because what I got at the end of the film, nobody in this film is like evil necessarily. Like they're not evil incarnate, and they're not evil by design, but the decisions in this film is what is truly evil. And there's a lot of like temporary moments of insanity, you can say, that go on, and everything is just so believable in a sense of, you know, pretty much anybody would end up in these kinds of situations if and are doing the things that happen in this film if they were put in those situations kind of thing. Like the kids, I would say, are the most evil out of anybody, especially certain ones of them. One of them, like certain of the kids, some of the kids, I'm losing my freaking words here. But one or two of the kids are like really, really the worst kind of thing. But even then, like I said, nobody is like truly evil and like by design kind of thing, like their natural way of behaving kind of thing. And you do get an introduction to some of the kids, like parents and their home life and their upbringing, and what like how nurture plays a factor in the way the kids are. Michael Fassbender's character, he's he's likable and unlikable in very different ways. He makes some strange decisions. Like there's a scene where the evil the bad kids kind of thing are bullying this one kid, and like I think smashing one of his like phones or something like that. They're basically like messing with him and scaring him and taking his bike and stuff like that. And Michael Fassbender just looks, and he's just like, oh, they're just kids being kids. Don't worry about it. As long as they leave us alone. And then he kisses his wife, and I'm like, maybe you should kind of stick up for that kid. It'd be a good thing to do. And he's very nonchalant about certain things until he can't be anymore, and he's forced to, stick up for himself and his wife or girlfriend. But yeah, it gets vicious, man. When I say vicious, I mean really vicious. But again, the motives are believable, and the motives for the viciousness are, realistic in how they would play out. And the only flaw I had in this film, which honestly I was going to give it a straight 5 stars because it was that good and that well executed and realistic. The realism in this film is phenomenal. But I didn't really care for the ending too much. And I liked the abruptness of the ending, don't get me wrong, but it just leaves too many questions that I would like answers for. And, it goes as far as to not really give you a clear answer on like certain characters' fates. So you don't know what happened to certain characters that you really do want to know what happened to them, and that kind of, it was still fine, but it didn't give that extra star, that extra boost for the film that I was hoping for. But it's a film well worth watching, and it was released on DVD by Dimension Extreme. It's too bad this film doesn't have a Blu-ray in North America, from what I can find. But it's definitely a purchasable film, and I really want this on DVD. Dimension Extreme releases some good stuff, especially in the violence category. And I loved this movie. So if it's still on Tubi, if you can still find it streaming, go watch it for sure, and or buy it, because it is certainly worth it. And if you like extreme horror, this is a gem. And I always knew it was going to be a gem, but this film exceeded my expectations a lot. So really good stuff with Eden Lake. Go watch it as soon as you can. Subscribe to Morgan Film Fan if you like to listen to my voice, or if you like my film reviews. I'll be back with more soon, so stay tuned for those. Check out what's on the channel already. Stay tuned for what's coming. Until next review, have a good one. Take care and cheers.